Like even right now, as a musician, we're testing a new company called Real Time Audio, where we're able to collaborate as musicians and play over the internet in real time. It's crazy, man. That's launching. New ways to collaborate is we don't even know the end of how that's going to be. 78% of brands and creators, they want their platforms to be more involved, right? So Brandon said we don't have to struggle with Facebook. As we go on, I don't have time to go into today, but we're seeing how Facebook is throttling content creators from their audiences because of the marketing strategy. They don't want you to be able to reach the marketers to come to the content creator directly. And so there's a conflict of interest. So, but 70% of brands and creators want the platforms to be involved in their projects, not throttling their power. So anyway, all right. So this is how I'm going to end. Transitioning from broadcasting, which was old school TV, 3 networks to a few more networks, NPR, this kind of thing, to narrowcasting, which is Netflix, Hulu, all the different narrow, channels like that, to microcasting, where people are going to be subscribing to individuals. That's where we're going right here. And so I'm saying all this to say I've been researching a new platform, a relatively new platform by Isaac Hayes III called Fanbase. And it's all about the individual being able to make a subscription at a $4.99 low price and have individuals subscribe to them individually. And that's the age we're moving in, which they call microcasting. And it's a reality that's coming. And as we go, the nuance, when we do in the breakout room, maybe we go into the nuance. But the nuance is, really quick, I'll do this, I'm gonna get out, Brandon. The nuance is, there's a guy I'm watching them talk about. There's a guy's got a 1 million followers. He's broadcasting, he only got 400, 600 people watching. He says, this can't be right. You know what I mean? I've notified everybody that's what's happening, and that's not even 1% of what's going on. Emails Facebook. Facebook says, we got a glitch, right? He's not reaching his followers, right? And so what they're showing is that it's not in Facebook interest for you to be able to snap your fingers and reach all of your followers. They're throttling that down, because what happens is you are commanding prices that are like Super Bowl audiences. When you go towards a week like that, it's that kind of money. And that's how these platforms are going to this $1 billion status, because the advertising is so high. And they also said the term social influencers is not quite the right name, because you actually become world leaders with your followers. You actually become more than influencers, right? You're commanding audiences where marketers pay this much for 1 million views and stuff. So with that, I just want to get out. I hope I didn't go too fast, but I just kind of want to blow through. These are some of my notes, the way I'm taking notes. I wanted to share that with you. Broadcasting, narrowcasting, microcasting, which is you and your passion. I'm out with that.
Come on, y'all. Yo, that's Roy FutureMan Wooten from Fleck and the Flecktones, inventor, musician. I mean, for now, let's. I don't know if you guys snap your fingers, maybe just give a little like.
Like, can we just actually like maybe mic and like give a little actual real clap? Like, yeah, let's go. Let's go, legend.
So he put in some work. If anybody knows Roy FutureMan Wooten and the excellence that he carries in his craft as a musician, every single player in Fleck and the Flecktones is a force in their own right. And the Wooten family, Roy as an innovator, as an inventor, you could just see where this thing is going when OGs like Roy are grabbing a hold of this information. Our good friend Kamal Malik, original bass player for Arrested Development, he's been doing some amazing things in Nashville as well. But I was blessed to be on a call with the EntreMusician community where I heard this man named Fred Lane just break some things down. So I'm going to turn it back over to Jerry B and the EntreMusician. We also, after our first breakout room, guys, we have our keynote Cryptan Labs Accelerator Spotlight with Renatta from Infanity, the CEO of Infanity.XYZ, amazing. music Web3 company paving the way. So you'll be hearing them on the after the first breakout room. Honored to have you, Renatta. We appreciate you so much. Until then, though, I'm going to turn it back over to Jerry B, rocking it out with Fred Lane. Might have a little Michael Bonner in the mix also. So let's go.
It's absolutely excellent. In fact, I'm counting about 6 people from the EntreMusician community. So y'all, you can throw your fingers up. It's on. We welcome you. So very grateful for you to come on. As we said, we're here to learn and grow. I got in touch with this brother named Fred Lane about 6 months ago. I have a TV show as well as the podcast. He came onto the TV show, and one of the statements that he made was, yo, my band, we perform in the metaverse every week. And it's like, yo, that was, you know, exciting to me because I wanted to know about what that is. What I found with this young man is he has a ton of wisdom, and he is very, very practical in how he applies it in the metaverse. And so again, I'm in preschool. I'm here to learn. I can be an elder to him. You see the gray hair, but I really do sit at his elbows to kind of grab from him what I need to. So without further ado, Fred, go ahead. That's what James used to say.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Can you hear me? Coming. Okay, cool. My name is Fred Lane. I'm the owner of Soul Winner Entertainment. My goal in the metaverse is to spread the gospel and win souls. You know, I own like a concert company, you call it, a collective. We call it The Lift. And what I like about the metaverse, like when I do concerts, I have to be the first one there, the last one to leave, put the stage together, the speakers, everything, and still perform. What I like about the metaverse, I can pre-record my set, have it on YouTube, upload it in the spatial. I don't have to sweat. I can come and as my avatar, talk about my projects, my NFTs, what's going on, play my set, and connect with the audience, and sell my NFTs or anything I'm trying to sell at the concerts. So the platform that I enjoy using is Spatial with Dope Stilo Music Club. Today, I think Cece is here. Like Cece is like, I'm learning from her. Cece, could you bring up Cece? Cece, are you here?
Yes, Fred, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Cece. Could you tell them about your company, Cece, and what you do for artists? What your
Oh, wow. Okay. Hi, I'm Cece. I am a spatial guide. I've known Fred for quite some time, and we connect in spatial, we connect on LinkedIn, and we are part of a group of thought leaders, and we're building the future for you, for everyone. So I'm really honored to be here. Thank you, Fred, for the invitation. So I am one of my many job titles because I'm an artist. I'm a photographer, AI artist, so many other things. But what we want to focus on today is Bring It Blockchain Solutions. So I am the director of operations for Bring It Blockchain Solutions, and we help artists and creatives own their metadata so they can own their future. So as you know, the blockchain is where we store data, basically. And it is irrefutable, it is a ledger, and it is open source, and it's public. So what my team does is we create unique solutions for everyone, and we make it at a price point that is attainable. And what we do is we get a brief from our clients. They say they need X, Y, and Z. They want their own private marketplace on their website. They want ownership of their contract. They want to be able to mint their own NFT albums if they want, and they want their music on chain instead of off chain, because if it's off chain, it can get ripped off. So they want their music on chain. So we create all of these contract solutions. So then we hand the keys over to the owners. We get paid a flat fee, whatever the quote is. And then you have us as sort of like your customer service, if you will, if you need help with something, or if you want to redesign the website, whatever it is. So that is what Bring It Blockchain Solutions does. And we're here at varying price points. So everything from a single artist all the way up to 10K generative PFP projects. We have some new stuff in the works specifically geared towards musicians, and I'm happy to share more of that as it rolls out. But I am really honored to be here today, and I'm so sorry for all the noise in the background. It is spring break, and I'm a mom. So sorry about that.
Thank you, CC. So yeah, I've been connecting with CC, a few other people in the metaverse, and we just been building our community. And I'm happy to help anybody. Like I helped Jere B and Phil the other day create their avatars, and we're just taking over.
I was trying to get my avatar to look like Zach Lindenberg, but it just wouldn't work, and not enough hair.
It's excellent.
Yeah, so Fred, can you break it down a little more? Just kind of like a few of the basics that I got to see. If you could just kind of break down real basic for everybody who's here right now. Feel free to grab your notebook or just soak it in, and just take a couple minutes and just really simplify this thing. Okay.
So I ran through my outline the other day that I sent to Jere B. I'll just go through it again. Let me just get to every. Okay, so I'm gonna just run through this outline real fast for people who don't know. Okay, what is the metaverse? The metaverse is a virtual universe that is built on top of the internet. It is a space shared where users can interact with each other in a virtual environment. How does it differ from the internet? While the internet is a collection of websites and services that can be accessible through a browser or an app, the metaverse is a fully immersive experience that can be accessed through virtual reality, VR devices, desktop, laptop, and computer. So with Spatial, I enjoy Spatial. You can get on Spatial through your iPhone, Android, VR headset, computer. Some key features of the metaverse, include social interaction. So if you're at a concert, you can interact with your fans. You can have one-on-one conversations. You could chat with them. And, it's not just you being on stage performing, but you can really connect with that person who loves your music and build new fans and followers. Another thing about the Web3, you have ownership. You actually, like Web2, you don't. Web2, Facebook owns everything, but in Web3, you're your own Facebook. So that's my brief, on this outline right here. I don't want to take up too much time.
Awesome.
One quick question. Did you say that when you do your shows are like pre-recorded and then you're sort of
Yeah. So we do our sets because we don't want the rooms can hold like 50 people, and they'll make clone rooms. But if you have too much in the room, it might mess up everything. It'll start to glitch. So what we do, we pre-record our performances, and we just, we bring our avatar to the stage. We introduce what we're about to do. Then we play our sets. After our set is over, we talk to the audience if they have any questions, or if they want to find out where they could buy our music or merch. We just interact, but the sets are pre-recorded.
Excellent.
Why don't you expound on how you do that? You were talking about the YouTube links and whatnot, with the pre-existing material. How do you make that happen?
So you would just drag your YouTube link into Spatial. They'll put a big screen up behind you, whether you're at a concert hall or they put it on like a movie screen. And we just rock out like that. It's really simple. It's really simple. And I was telling the guys yesterday, you don't want to overthink it. Just hop in. What happened to me was the first time I performed in the metaverse, I didn't know I was going to perform in the metaverse. I hopped on a Twitter one day and people were going crazy saying, Fred Lane is performing. Fred Lane is performing. And I called my boy Pesa. I'm like, yo, bro, they saying I'm performing. I never did this before. He was like, no, they really want you. A certain person who has a loft in Paris in the metaverse, they was asking about you, and I told them, yeah, Fred is performing. My heart dropped. I only had 48 hours to put together this whole set, but I got it done. And it was like the greatest thing that ever happened to me and my boy Poison Peso. And every time like I'm on any Twitter space, I'm like, this dude threw me in the water, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. You don't want to overthink it. Like if you've been an artist for years, it's nothing. You know what I mean? It's nothing. It's not hard. If you can get on a stage and rock a whole crowd of people, you can record your set, put it on YouTube, drag a link over and rock out, And what's cool about it is like, if you're doing a big concert, security and everything, those people can't interact with you. They can't touch you. you know? But in the metaverse, you could dance, you can have one-on-one conversations. It's amazing, man. And you can really build strong communities.
Nice, nice. So your YouTube links are audio links?
No, the whole video.
Oh, got the video and everything. Okay.
Yeah, the video and everything.
So you
So
jamming with yourself.
Yeah, and it's simple. Like if you got a green, you can get a green screen from 5 and below. You know, do your set or however elaborate you want it to be. Like I might make mine into a whole movie theme because I got a black magic camera, so I might just go crazy with my videos, you know. Or some people just do it with their cell phones, you know, whatever you could do. Like I said, you don't want to overthink it. You just bring you to the metaverse and people will love it, whatever you do, no matter what age you are, no matter what instrument you play. When I go to these concerts in the metaverse, we all rocking out. It's love, especially with the Dope Stilo Music Club. We keep it clean and we encourage each other. We're all learning. So anybody who wants to perform in the metaverse, don't be afraid. Don't overthink it. If you've been performing for years, this is light. This will be so light and you'll have a good time. You'll see avatars dancing. It's so much you can do and it's only growing bigger and bigger and stronger, man.
Why are you preferring spatial over other?
Well, I like spatial because like we talk, I'm talking to you guys the same way we could talk to the CEOs of spatial. I just got out a Twitter space with them. You could drop ideas and give suggestions on how you can make the platform better. And the platform is just awesome in spatial, man. And the community and everybody is working together. You know, it's not like I can't talk to the CEO of Facebook, but in spatial, I can send a tweet right over and they'll respond to me. You know what I mean? If I have an idea or a problem, and it's just amazing, you know, the communication you have with the people building in spatial. And what I love about spatial too, they offer you an opportunity to build your own worlds and it's free. It's a platform called Unity that they have, and it allows you to build large concert halls, anything your imagination can think of, you can build it using Unity. And after you've done your courses, you get a certificate, you know? So that's another thing. You can learn Unity for free and you could have a career building worlds for people for free education.
Getting it. So spatial is a platform, a new kind of platform.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's an app.
Perfect.
So I've been on tour and like I did a tour, the Meta Vibes tour. We toured the African Art Museum. We toured all of them, not just spatial, the Central Land, but spatial. I really enjoy spatial. I highly recommend it to everybody. Spatial.io.
That's excellent. I know at some point, Brandon is going to want us in about maybe 10 minutes to get into a breakout room so we can have some separate conversations, but I want to bring Michael into the mix as well. Michael, I know that you have some knowledge that you want to drop and share. So unmute, brother.
Could you put that in the chat as well? Any information that you'd like to share? Make sure that everybody can see.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael.
Thank you, William.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the conversation so far, so I don't have a lot, just a little bit to add. Like I said, I've been on spatial.io a couple of times. So I enjoy it. Mainly because it's one of those platforms that you can hop on without having, full VR headset. And that's probably one of the first things I recommend to most musicians, like considering the entryway for the metaverse that you want to do, because there's some metaverse platforms where it's really just optimized for AR, VR, reality, hardware. And there's things like spatial.io, which you can just use your Android phone or iPhone and just get in that way. So kind of planning for that effect, I would advise to do that. So, I mean, as a developer, I don't do much in that space, but I know enough about it to kind of help people who do. And now we're getting to a point where people can have full tours and concerts, like Fred was saying, in the metaverse. Like, it's March now, we're going to see some in-person, in real life concerts and festivals coming up. You'll probably hear stuff that in the real world, but also in the metaverse now, you're going to have the metaverse version of that. And, for artists that work with me on Rhythm and Business, and then, me independent, like, it's good to kind of try to research that now while you can. so that way you can kind of get with these companies that are already doing it. So you can decide for yourself, again, planning ahead, whether you want to go the full self-sufficient route, have your own, build your own, portal in the metaverse, or partner with a company that's already doing it. So the options are there now, and it's good. Now you can get it on the ground floor where you can, I kind of want to get handholded into it, partner with a company, or, I have such an idea for a vision for my music that I need to actually build my own space so I can have my literal own corner of the universe and then do it that way. So I would say getting on the ground floor now is great. And just a note that I've been a member on Fanbase for a year. I follow Isaac Hayes III on Instagram. I like the platform. The company is based in Atlanta. So I haven't met him yet. I haven't met him in real life in person. We've talked online. But he's definitely big about the creator economy. He kind of does anti-Facebook and Twitter regularly, just because he kind of helps to show the people like who's actually controlling of the data. And of course, Fanbase is more than just about musicians on it, but I think it'd be a great platform for independent musicians to put in their stuff. And they've had their audio version on their app as well for a while now. So for those that don't like Facebook or don't like what Twitter Spaces is doing, you're able to create rooms and audio stuff on just like you would on those two spaces on Fanbase. Create your kind of have like an Instagram, Twitter feed. So a lot of the things that you would see on current existing social media platforms you can do on Fanbase. And it's good to have someone who runs the platform with a team that looks like me, just to put it bluntly. But there's other platforms like that out there, where you can create your own Web3 presence that's using Web3 social media. I'm a big fan of Fanbase, a big fan of Formless. I'm a big fan of Lens Protocol. And I would say this is a time to get your plan together if you're not actually familiar with using those type of platforms. For some things like me, especially I'm tech friendly, I'd like to jump in. Just jumping in, the diving deep may not be for everybody. You may need to do some research on that first, especially if you're doing everything yourself. But that's just my thoughts. Like, you definitely want to plan out how you want to use the metaverse, just like you would any other platform you would as an independent musician. And like I said, love Fanbase, love to see what Web3 social media is doing. So utilize those tools as well. And those are my thoughts.
Well, it's interesting because I just signed up for Fanbase from another EntreMusician who threw it over to me and like, download this now, so I'm just really getting my toe wet on what's happening. So it's interesting that you guys are, already versed in that. So I definitely will be reaching out to you, Michael. I don't know who else. I know that, we've been talking about spatial, but are there any other platforms before we break that anyone on this call is automatically in and either prefers it or is definitely developing in that space, so that we can all be, we can have the information that we need for being equitable and making sure that if it's not just spatial, there's somewhere else that you can go that you might feel a little more comfortable with.
I was just going to say probably the good interways I would say would be either spatial or cryptovoxels. Like right now, I would say, me personally, I'd be more partial to spatials, but cryptovoxels has been around longer. But again, like this is the time for you where you would need to, like I said, kind of look and see how artists in particular are already thriving those space, especially if you're starting to do either pre-recorded performances like Fred Lane is doing, or you're actually going to just really go all in live. And a lot of people who are like DJs in the space and may do like a form of either rap or EDM or a live performance that way. They specifically look for metaverse platforms that actually can handle that. And that means hardware too. That means you can't do this on like an old 1998 computer. Like sometimes you kind of have to have the upgraded hardware too. So you have to research the equipment, obviously, just like you research for microphones and stuff like that. But I would, those two things, spatial, CryptoVoxels as an intro, but there are others out there that I would suggest people look at.
Zach just put something in the so unmute, Zach. You just had something that you wanted to say. And CC, I see your hand, so we'll come to you. But Zach.
Yeah. So I would just say like Surreal, their metaverse. I've met with them in San Francisco, and then I've had a few calls with them last year, and they're already developed their metaverse, and I'm in it. You get to create your own avatar like you are at the start of a video game, put all like your characteristics you want into it. And what they're trying to do is trying to build it more as a free community where people can just come in and chat. But what they do is they integrate it to where there's some main lobbies, there's private rooms with different environments and things to do. But their main thing is just like, you can get in, you can sit down like one of the cafeteria chairs, you can sit in it, and it becomes like a Zoom. So what happens, you put your character in, and then it becomes something like this. So then you can have private events for like, if you're with like a company and then you want to try out the metaverse, you can do things like this, which is just more of a kind of like innovation of Zoom, like I said. But then there's also things that they're trying to do with integrating their avatars into doing live performances and having stages and things like that. There's also, which I think is really cool, is they're using vending machines now where you can get like cool hats, and jewelry, things like that, accessories for your character. And then what happens is through like the tokens that you get or like things like that, it allows you to then have that digital ownership onto your avatar, and then they ship it to you. And then you can have it in the real world using vending machines throughout their world, through you when you collect tokens and things like that to exchange. So they're really interesting. I've enjoyed them, and I have used their room. And then what's really cool is like you can go into a room and then you can hook up, you can talk to either them or like you can request rooms ahead of time. So there's ones that I went into that were literally like a koi fish pond set in Japan atmosphere on like a dock, and you have your avatar there in that world. Boom, you're there, and then you can talk with them, like chat, or you can do something like this, and it becomes either like a bubble or it becomes like a full-fledged like side by side with somebody in the real world. And then your avatar's like there at the bottom, and then full screen to the Zoom mode, and then get out of full screen, and it's like little boxes with you two talking with your avatars there. So it's just been really interesting seeing how they've been developing for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, something like that.
That's excellent. Well, I definitely appreciate you sharing that with us. Make sure you put that in the chat too, please, like William requested, so everybody has access to it. And CC, you had your hand up, so please unmute.
Yeah, so I wanted to put my 2 cents in because I am a metaverse consultant, one of the many things that I do. And Fred Lane and Michael have sort of hit the nail, or, that thing where it's like perfect, that thing. So it all depends on the community that you are trying to onboard into the metaverse, or are you trying to find a community that you can then join? So it all depends on what you're looking for, that you're gonna find the right metaverse or the right virtual world for you. So for instance, Spatial is really good for Web 2, Web 3 onboarding, because you can, do it from VR if you're experienced, PC if you're sort of mid-level, and then of course from your phone if you're mobile, or maybe you don't have enough resources to have your own laptop. I really love Voxels because it is really good for areas of the world that don't have good internet connections. So we have to think about digital equality when we're thinking about the right metaverse for our communities. So Michael is on point with that. Voxels already has a really good established musical community, thanks to Afro Droids and Shark Anthony. I don't know if you guys know the work that they are doing, but they are bringing awareness to so many inequities in the metaverse that, yeah, it's worth a conversation. Now, if you're looking for communities that are already established in sort of like that music vibe, the music industry in the Web3 space, then you're going to want to gravitate towards more Decentraland because they have a really robust musical presence already. And then also, I feel like Sandbox is underutilized as well. And there's so many other places if you are looking to maybe create your own community. For instance, on Cyber, HyperFi, there's Rove, Somnium Space. I have like over 132 metaverses that I'm familiar with, but I will stop there. So it all depends on what you're looking for, and you can find the right metaverse or the right virtual world for you within that metaverse. So thanks.
Thank you.
How do you spell voxel?
Oh, VOXEL.
Okay.
Voxel. Yeah. Oh, and it has an S on the end, so it's voxels plural. So sorry. Yeah, I talk a lot, but it's fun.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. Absolutely. Everyone who did. Brandon, I think it's time for the first breakout.
Yo, I mean, what a key panel right there, y'all. Roy, FutureMan, Wooten from Bell Effect and Effect Tones, inventor, musician, Fred Lane. Some people stay in your lane. Others say you can own the whole highway. I think he's on his way to co-owning the highway of, whether you want to call it the meta, the megaverse, just what a great gift. Michael Bonner, Rhythm and Business, new taste of R&B coming to a virtual experience near you, straight out of Atlanta, Polygon representative, what a gift. And y'all, Jere B, the EntreMusician, Artist Impact Show. If you have not gotten an opportunity to connect with Jere B, what he's doing, he's got a book. So I know if you have the book, Jere, put Jere's link in there, the EntreMusician, the path of the EntreMusician. Y'all, our goal here is to bring some of those timeless principles that people like Dave Ramsey, Zig Ziglar, John Maxwell, and so many others have brought fresh air into the entrepreneurial community, and bring them to the musicians, bring them to the creatives, bring them to the artist, the creative entrepreneur, people who are in this room. Y'all, you saw some cool people on the stage. You ain't seen nothing yet in the breakout rooms. Just about almost everybody on this call is somebody that has a wheelhouse. I'm looking at Chuck Wu I'm just going to go through this. I see Jay from Vim, amazing. Danny Hamilton, Will T. We spent some time in East Denver. Jake, living good. He's living good, y'all. We rocked some podcasts together in East Denver. Seeing Garth, Banner 3. Talk about a thought leader that Garth represents at VaynerMedia. So much of the next generation has been influenced by Gary Vee. Roy's been influenced by him. I'm honored to have Garth. When we've been influenced by Garth, helping lead the way in this whole DeFi world. So grateful for you. We got Glassy Music, CryptoLoops, so many more, y'all. So we're getting ready to launch into a new space. It's called the Breakout Room. Some of the co-hosts are going to stick behind for just a quick minute. So get cool in the breakout room, and then we're going to be sending some of our co-hosts and friends from the More Than Mastermind, some other people in the crew, into those rooms to help bring some more fire to the table. So,
hey, Brendan, how do I send? It looks like I'm still host because I've been letting people in. I don't know how I can give it back to you guys.
No, it's co-host. You're a co-host.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we're good. So here's the deal, y'all. So take a quick minute. Chill for a second. If you want to talk for a quick minute, we're going to send some more support and some good people into the room. Benny Pekala is rocking that out. Real quick protocol right before I turn it over to Benny to send everybody off. And we're going to come back with Renatta, part of the Cryptan Labs Accelerator, CEO of Infanity.XYZ. You're going to be hearing from her on the second half. So quick protocol, 30-second intros, guys. If you're a co-host in the room, not only lead by example, but raise a hand, look at somebody cross-eyed, do something like you would. Don't be cruel, like Elvis would say, but let's get the culture right, all right? And let's expand on what you heard in the rooms or in the key panel right there. So I'm gonna turn it over to Benny.
Awesome. And on that note, so I'm gonna click the send button. If for whatever reason at all, you'd like to return to the main room quick, you'll be able to do that. If you have trouble, send us a message. All right, I'm going to click the magic button. I'll see you all on the other side. It should automatically send you off. If you end up sticking here, that's no problem at all. Probably means you're either a co-host, might have joined a little bit after I had sent off all of the assignments. So now we will start to move both co-hosts and people that might have joined a little late. We'll start to move all of you into a room as well. Yeah, and as a reminder, anybody still hanging out, feel free to always come back if for whatever reason you would like to. And yeah, I'm just kind of talking to fill some space for these final minutes here, but everybody, you should get a join invite to move to another room. If you haven't, I'm still clicking to be there, and you're the lucky final few that I'm clicking last out of complete randomness. All right, so that's in the thought. Yeah, feel free to come back anytime. We'll see you on the other side. And anybody still having tech issues, if you didn't see the message, let me know. Oh, Zach, looks like I forgot to click you. All right, so now you should get a message as well. So I think people still here with us. It looks like Zach, Amon, Jay, and Don. Okay, cool. So let me know. You should have a message if you automatically take you, or you should have a message that says like the host has invited you to a breakout. But we're here for it if not. So let us know. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with hanging out with the crew for a few minutes. And Brandon, I know we're still going to YouTube and everything as well. So it looks like we're still rocking and rolling on the live stream, keeping it alive. We're alive. Yeah.
It's been amazing, man. I see Iman up there in the mix. I see Jay from Vim. What's up, guys? Yo, Iman, tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm preparing to launch Collaborats this summer. And so for those of you that don't know, Collaborats it's a mix between Web 2 and Web 3, but it's a networking platform for artists and musicians that also houses a coaching tool and an NFT marketplace in the same location. So it's been a long time coming, a long time in development, but it's we're finally getting to that point where we get to put this bad boy in the water and then take the floaties off. So super excited about it.
Amazing. Well, you're in the VIP main room connect right now, Jay of Vim. Jay, I know, don't say anything you wouldn't say without an NDA, but anything you want to say about what you got rocking, man. We know you're doing some amazing stuff. And your son and your wife, family are such a great example, bring such fresh air. So just want to shout you out if you want to share anything before we can send you guys off into the breakout rooms also.
Yeah, I think he was trying to send me to the breakout room, but it was like it kept saying joining. It kind of like lagged something. So I'm not sure if I had to do something on my end or
10-4. It does look like you're back in the mix, so I can reassign you quick. But yeah, I'll click the button. Definitely feel free if you just yeah, looks like you're still with us. There we go. Yeah, it's all Zoom.
Amazing stuff.
All Zoom settings.
Iman, you want to get sent off?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
Cool. So we must have had on my side. It looks like I did send you off. So I will send you off back to the same room. Off we go again. All right. Let me know if or stay put if there's something that's not showing up. I think it'll happen automatically. There we go. Happen automatically. Cool. And yeah, and Brandon David is we are still live. So I think that's your setting. I might not have the ability to. It doesn't look like I can.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah. What I want to do real quick, I just wanted to, while we're still live, before we go off there, and then we might come back on for Renatta. Maybe we won't. We'll just see. But bro, I just want to say, yo, all you people watching, if you've heard of the Web3 Collective, if you haven't, if you've heard of the Web3 Happy Hour, if you in Miami, if you haven't, if you've heard of Cryptan Labs, or if you haven't, head of development at Cryptan Labs, y'all, co-founder Benny Pekala. What's up, Benny?
What's up? What's up? It's another wonderful Monday to be building. A lot of turmoil in the startup world. That's not new, but it's a great time to be optimistic. Great time to build. Great time to be innovating, disrupting. Really excited for the future, Brandon David. So always incredible to be on this call with you.
Benny, why should people get on a convo with the Cryptan Labs team, specifically with you?
Yeah, we're here to help. So at all the different things that myself, our team, Brandon David, everybody has experience in. One of the most difficult things with the startup is building, is actually, hey, got a plan together, know what you're going for, but now we need to build a product and put a team together and hit those milestones and launch. So if anybody out there has a team but could use some help with that, or has a team that might be a lot of non-technical co-founders, the people that haven't launched the product yet before and could benefit from having someone elbow to elbow in the trenches with you, we'd love to help. And I'd love to, anytime I can help with advice, always here to help share my experience, help learn some lessons and transfer some lessons that we all learned the hard way. But also, if you need a team, if you need a dev team, a marketing team, we've got some really highly skilled, really experienced people that can help. So always here for that. Web3 Collective, it's spelled how it sounds, Web, the number 3 Collective. I think if you Google it, but definitely if you go to linktree.com/Web3 Collective, we have events that we run there once a month. So we're really excited. I'm putting together the featured speaker for the April event right now. So I'll share that for the announcement list. But if you go there and you see our link, you'll be able to register on Eventbrite, subscribe, and Brandon David has been a co-founder with me at Web3 Collective since day one. They're really fun events. So would love to have anybody listening. Feel free to stop by. Similar to this, we have a lot of really value add education combined with networking. So people that are other Web3 professionals, speakers that have unique experience to share, and things that like I always like, because I know these speakers, and I know we have co-hosts to bring on other speakers as well that I don't know as well. But I always learn a lot, even if I've had 3 conversations with those people. So we bring them on to kind of help share that experience and then jump into small breakout rooms. So would love to see anybody listening. Linktree, so linktr.ee.com. But no, that is the URL. linktr.ee/web3 collective. And you can find us there. Looks like we do have a new participant.
Yeah. I feel like we're in the media box
looks like,
right now. Y'all, I'm in the media box with Benny Pekala, Cryptan Labs.
I like the media box.
What was it like to be on the road at ETH Denver this year?
Cold. It was awesome. It was really cool. That was my first time at ETH Denver. Really unique. Every conference is different. I personally, I do look to the weather and the beautiful mountains in the background. Those are visually. But yeah, as a conference, so many people from all over the world really surprised me. And I heard, people coming from Germany, people coming from South America. Myself in Miami, we're pretty far from home in Denver. So people from all over, really interesting speakers. I learned a lot. And I also got to, as usual, I met a bunch of internet friends, as I say, people that I've never met in person before, but I've really gotten to know. So that was probably the best part of my experience, was seeing people that I've met with, talked with, feel like I know them really well. And you meet in person for the first time, and it's always like totally normal because you're like, oh, I didn't know this person. So that was my best experience.
Yeah, we know there was some amazing stuff while we were in Denver. It was happening in Miami. Tell us about that man, the myth, the legend, CEO and founder of Cryptan Labs, Ryan Kirkley.
Senior Kirkley, or Mr. Kirkley, Ryan. Yes, Ryan's our CEO, co-founder. He has been on the ground putting things together for the conference circuit. So in Miami, we've got a lot coming up. We've got Miami NFT Week coming up. Actually, Miami Music Week is first, and then Miami NFT Week, and then Emerge, Bitcoin Miami. There's a number of conferences coming. So Ryan has been doing a fantastic job laying the groundwork for some really cool event collaborations that we have going on then. We're co-hosting an event with NFT Miami with their hackathon. That's the next one coming. So I've been really honored. Man moves mountains. So really grateful to have him on the ground with us in Miami while Brandon David and I were.
Yeah, it's a cool approach. The Cryptan Labs approach, what I've enjoyed is you got multiple forces that are now coming together to work together. And it's just been a journey. It's been a journey also. If you're interested in working with the Cryptan Labs team, whether as an ambassador, if you could use some dev work, we have an accelerator coming up. You'll be hearing more as we bring people back into the room. You'll be hearing from some of the Cryptan Labs accelerator crew. So as some people start to come into the room, we have CryptoLoops and Renatta coming up next with Infanity. So we're going to be featuring her. So tell us, just what's that been like, Benny, just as far as running the accelerator. You don't got to go too deep. Well, it looks like we're going to hear here shortly. We'll just hold off. Give it one. Here's a brief message from our sponsors. EntreMusician. You can be young at heart and be an EntreMusician. You can grow, blow, and go with the flow. What's up, Jere B?
What's up? What's up? How did I get the gray hair on this? I'm excited about the breakout room that we were in. We had some wonderful people: Andrew Schiffman, Neil Dodd. We had William T. Broussard. We had Chuck Wu. We had JC. Short for Jesus Christ, by the way. I don't know if that's a Messiah complex or what, but he came on slamming, and we had a young man named Michael as well. I don't see him anymore, but Michael was with us. So we had a lot of great time talking and getting to know each other. So it was right on point. Andrew, did I leave anything out, man? You want to mention something, Andrew? Brother Schiffman, did I leave anything out?
10 minutes is
Amazing
not long
host.
enough.
Oh, it was great. Hey, Brandon, were you rapping at the ETH Denver? Did I see a video?
That was so our good friend Jai.
Yeah,
walk in at the right time, and that was my moment. That was you better find
so
yourself
dope.
music moment. You walk.
That
At
was
ETH
amazing.
Denver, it's time to flow. Yeah, in Web3 you get more
I
than
believe
one
in
shot.
us.
Jai, I don't know how Jai caught that. It was a moment. I walked in and Lens Protocol was leading like a karaoke rap battle, and I stepped out in faith. I said, you know what? If these guys can do it, I'm going to just step out. And there was a guy who really encouraged me and got to rock it out. And Jai happened to walk in at those pinnacle moments and catch the footage. I was like, wow, Nashville's in this for the long haul, y'all.
Yeah, I saw your story about it, and I was like, man, he's getting it.
That's the thing. That's the thing about Web3 is you don't have to be in a box anymore. Sometimes we felt like we got to choose between the corporate world, our creative world, this, that. And it's like you can find. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy, right, Jere B? Right, Andrew? It's not easy, but it's risky business. It's no doubt. But no risk, no reward. And so you get sometimes out of the turbulence, you'll find some more stable moments. You do find stable moments. You know, it's a radical journey.
Absolutely. And I'm here to stand up for everyone who's 50 and over. Okay. So if you're 50 and over and you're still doing your thing, then yo, you know what I mean? Energy.
Here, Jere. Here.
Beautiful.
That's what's up.
So this second part, y'all, Cryptan Labs, Benny Pekala, Ryan Kirkley have put together a really cool, first round of the accelerator, the emerging tech accelerator, which has some emerging entertainment tech. You could kind of tell this community is emerging tech and entertainment. We have Johnny from CryptoLoops, you guys have been hearing from on these calls. And it's so cool. The cool thing about the accelerator with Cryptan Labs is you have so many diverse, different people working together, solving different problems, but that are able to share and find ways to work together also. We're building into that second layer. You individually have to be healthy first. Then you can have a healthy team. Like each of these leaders on the call, CEOs on the call, have been building healthy teams. So we look forward in the future to finding more areas to collaborate, and Cryptan Labs is working hard behind the scenes to work some of those things out. But in the meantime, I'm going to introduce you to a guy who knows way more about this than me. He's been working alongside in the trenches with some of these guys and gals, leading the way. So Benny Pekala, Cryptan Labs, head of development, co-founder. What's up?
What's up? And as anybody here knows, the honor and expectation taking over an MC from Brandon David. Thank you so much. All right, so really excited to be able to dive into this. Introduce you. Yeah, so Web3 within entertainment, within the music industry, something that I personally have been interested in for a long time. Really excited to be able to, as Cryptan Labs, build in this space, develop partnerships in this space, get to explore, meeting all of you, learning from everybody here. and especially with Renatta and Johnny. So as we have some time here, really excited to be able to let them introduce themselves, talk a little bit, and might even have some time for a little bit of questions. So feel free to prep those and kind of put them in the chat. Yeah, on that note, to hear it from themselves, would love for both of you to introduce yourselves and what you have going on right now. Renatta, would you like to maybe kick us off?
Sure. How long do I have?
Keep it
All
to
right, so
3 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Lowenbraun. I am a music attorney turned tech attorney. I worked with a lot of major label artists, producers, and songwriters. I'm from New York, primarily in hip hop, R&B, and pop, and then went into tech. Said, oh, I'm tired of this music business, even though that is my love. And really worked with, just left a late stage startup that is now a private unicorn, not in tech, straight tech, not entertainment, but really learned a lot more about that world and started Infanity with a former client turned friend of mine who was a producer out of the Dark Child camp in the early days and literally blew up his own son in the Baltimore area, got signed to Def Jam. And also is part of Rough Riders, was national president for the motorcycle division last year. And we started Infanity, and we didn't feel we had enough background and knowledge. We actually did two things. We actually got into the Founder Institute to develop originally Infanity, again, to have all the tools we needed. And then once we started doing that and growing it, we joined Cryptan Labs. We got in and met really a great team and really for community and because you guys are in Miami. And we just really felt we needed help. So we're a music platform, fans, right? Infanity is fans for infinity, essentially, to help independent artists and artists actually who really want to revive their careers. We built a platform to help them mint NFTs and to provide marketing and promotion support. And one of the artists, actually, we do have several independent artists that we actually have launched now, but our newer project, actually, if any of you folks know, is an artist from the 90s in R&B who a lot of people still love, Gina Thompson. And we're going to be launching some NFTs for Gina Thompson soon. So we're very thrilled about that. And what I can tell you is that no matter how much you think you know or you don't know, there's so much more to know. And so, right, just dip your toe in a little bit and just keep on going because, right, that's all it is. That's sort of my little words of advice.
Fascinating. And I'll come back. I'm curious to ask a question or two. Johnny, tell us about CryptoLoops. I put the link to Infanity in the chat, by the way.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry.
Johnny,
just wait 2 seconds. Also, we have on our board too, again, because we felt we have these relationships. So we have Havoc from Mob Deep, who's on our advisory board, as is Lord Finesse, who's also a prolific producer and former recording artist. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Awesome. Thanks, Benny. Awesome. It was nice meeting you, Renatta. I hear you guys are doing some amazing things. Welcome to the incubator along with us too. My name is Johnny. I'm a co-founder of CryptoLoops. I guess my background would be in music marketing, advertising, and management. Started off at Empire with Gazi Shami in like 2012, I believe, right out of high school, just on an internship. From there, my passion grew in marketing and advertising through different like magazines, entertainment, and then eventually ended up to management, independent artist. Started out in Chicago during the drill scene, got really successful there. From there, I wanted to step away from the drill scene and got into the EDM scene. In 2018, I started managing a DJ named Floki from Brazil. And from there, it was probably my most successful success story. 2021, we won #1 DJ in Brazil from United States. He's living in Brazil now, but he's actually moving back this March. We're going to be at NFT Miami. Since then, I've just been help pushing him and building what we're working on, the Web3. As a manager, a lot of things I've found in music that were broken. In the last probably 100 years, technology has touched innovation in music so much, besides, I would say, how we get paid and how we agree on ownership. We're about to go into this new paradigm shift, and the new 1% is not going to be gas and oil like how it used to be before. Now we see it's going to be more of data and collections of just attention as well. That's what this blockchain and kind of this new Web3 atmosphere is going. So what we did is we sat back for about 3 years and just have been building, directly focusing on tracking. We call it an audio watermarking API tracking system. A lot of people who don't understand that would be a fingerprint in MP3 and WAV files. We found and constructed a way to do it unlike anyone else is doing, and also using the blockchain, but not only blockchain, we have Web 2 and Web 3. But with that, we found a lot of things that would need to be useful for that, which is smart contracts. So we took about 40 plus clauses of normal traditional contracts and turned them into digital code and amendable smart contracts with a smart contract API constructor to make sure the seamless workflow of that would work with the audio watermarking. And basically, if you're not into tech and Web3, this is a simple way of dealing with your music contracts in a way faster, secured way and easy way, not even having to do with Web3, but still being Web3 technology. And also watermarking and collecting all your data from everywhere the music is uploaded on. Every streaming platform, Netflix, Spotify, DSPs, even Web3 streaming platforms. Forever, what we've did is be able to embed fingerprinting into audio files without even being on blockchain. So it's been amazing. We're still building, about 6 months out, I would say, hopefully, but for our beta. But right now, our background also is in hospitality. So you'll see us at a lot of Web3 events doing meetups and night events because we work in the DJ scene. So we actually have our launch event at Racket in Wynwood, March 30th at NFT Miami. If anybody's there, just let us know. We'll get you guys in. Should be a fun networking event. What's that?
I said, we'll be there. I'm speaking, so
Okay.
we'll be there.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I'd love to come to your event.
Yeah, it'll be a fun networking event, but we also have Floki from Brazil. He's going to be showcasing some stuff as well and some local DJs and just a fun Web3 night event and preparing, the pre-party for NFT Miami. And we're also released our NFT access pass to our platform. We just decided to do a Genesis pass of 250. It should be public at CryptoLoops.app. This is basically all access to these tools, limited lifetime, so you don't have to pay the tiered subscriptions. But beyond that, we partnered up with amazing people in music Web 2 from events, Tyson 2.0 and Mike Tyson with their, they have a nightlife company called Eterna that they're working in Web3 nightlife as well. That's new. A lot of cool stuff. We're also interested in partnering up with anybody else because we love the Web3 community and we love how it comes together like this. And we can't thank enough for Benny, especially Brandon. I've known Brandon for about 2 years now since NFT Tips and Clubhouse back in the day. Glassy especially. He's a shout out to Glassy. These guys have kind of helped carried us this far, just our name, talking about us, even though we've been just quietly building and really haven't been talking publicly about stuff. But now you'll start seeing more marketing on our social medias and you'll just start seeing more education about what we're doing. And I don't go too much longer, but I want to thank Benny and Brandon and especially Cryptan Labs. These guys are doing some amazing things and bringing like amazing people like us together. So we also host a music Web3 and Web2 Twitter space at 1 p.m. every Friday. Me and Glassy are the hosts. So feel free to come in, talk, discuss your projects, chill. It's an open space. Sometimes we have special guests, but we'd love to see you guys. Thank you, Benny. Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, I'll drop the link to Twitter to follow along for the Twitter spaces. Thank you. Renatta, I know because you mentioned the launch, you mentioned Tina Thompson. Please double down, tell us what's coming for Infanity and how people here can get involved and get connected.
Well, it's coming. Well, one is, look, we have been building our social media. So we have a Twitter account. If you go to our website, which is Infanity.XYZ, right, if you go to the bottom, you can see, right, we're on Discord, we're on Twitter, we're on TikTok, and we're on Facebook, but we're focusing on those three platforms. So please come visit us there or reach out to me on LinkedIn. But we released one independent artist. We're releasing several others. We're releasing Gina Thompson, and then we're going to be opening it up for independent artists to be able to really mint with us, and again have additional support in addition to just minting. And myself again, and I'm sure everybody here, it's interesting to me, right? When we all are excited about Web3, the reality is we all have lived through YouTube and TikTok, and right, it takes a really special person who's so good at marketing on their own and some luck to really become an influencer and get all those follows. So just because Web3 is here, there's a lot more support and things that are needed, such as platforms like ours, Infanity. I hope that's sort of in part, Benny, what we're talking about. And again, if anybody is going to be at Miami NFT Week, I am speaking on a panel on music NFTs actually. So if anybody is going to be there, would be nice to meet before or after, or to hear me. So that's all I can think of now.
Perfect. That's a wonderful amount to think of. We'll open up breakouts in a moment here. Please do drop those links. I put the link to your website, but if you got a link to your specific panel or anywhere that, an email or something you want people to reach out on. So everyone, we will stay on after the 9:30 bell for some fireside and some questions. So I know I said we might get some time for Q&A right now. Let's save it for a few more minutes. Thanks so much, Ray. I think you did a great job telling people how to connect, where to look, NFT Miami, everything with Infanity. Johnny, anything else you'd like? Oh, go ahead.
I have one more thing, actually. We actually release now, when we released our platform, we actually had some NFT releases before we had actual platform, but we actually now are minting, if you'd like, anybody would like to come, a founding fan NFT. And what that does is enable you as a founding fan to be able to really participate and pitch artists that really we can launch on our platform, independent artists, and to be a brand ambassador for us with merch, and first in line anytime we mint NFTs for anybody, including Gina Thompson in the future. So if anybody's interested, we're offering that now.
Oh, and it is on the website that I dropped, so Infanity.XYZ. Johnny, anything you'd like to say to close us out? And I'll bring Brandon David up here and we'll start off the last round of breakout rooms. But how can everybody connect?
Not much. We're really active on Twitter at CryptoLoops app, and as well on Instagram. A lot of visuals, heavy on the marketing. You'll see. Just reach out to us there. If not, we're doing a lot of one-on-ones. I'd love to meet up with you, Renatta, and anybody else. I'll send my Calendly personally in the chat, and anybody just book one-on-ones. The cool thing quick about our team is we come from different backgrounds. One of our co-founders is a lawyer. Our other co-founder is a music producer, and our other co-founder is a marketing and music consumer at heart. And we all have different backgrounds, but we're all here kind of like you guys to solve this problem and see where this future will take us. But thank you, guys.
Yo, look at that. What's up, Benny Pekala, Cryptan Labs, Web3 Collective. Shout out to Renatta. What a gift. The times we've gotten a call. We've been on calls and we spent some time during Art Basel and being with your team, DJ Big League, and just your whole team is amazing. So seeing you and Johnny, Benny, all of us, we're just getting started. So many great companies coming together, so many great leaders, and it's been a gift. So get ready, y'all. This is the gift that keeps giving. It's the breakout room. So this is the time. You saw some highlights from some of the people on here. This is your time to highlight. If you don't know somebody else, highlight yourself. But I want to challenge in this breakout room. If there's somebody, if you don't know anybody, then just talk about what you can do, what you're looking for, maybe where you might be able to serve in the community, or what if you have a need that needs met, speak it. On the other note, if you do know somebody else in the room, speak about them, share about them. This is the time to connect. It's that 10-minute power, 1/6 of an hour. We're getting ready to go right now. I'm about to launch this off. If something isn't jiving in your room, just come back to the main room and we'll reassign you to a different room, all right? Don't say anything you wouldn't want if you don't got an NDA signed. I'm just letting that be known right here. And still guard your heart and guard your mouth. It's very helpful for you to get some good sleep and for all of us to get some good sleep at night.
Oh, it looks like Brandon David might have lost his internet connection. Wow, technology, it's a blessing until it pulls the technology. So Brandon David did do a great job of setting up rooms. So I'm gonna go and open up the rooms that he did create. If for whatever reason, maybe you noticed that it's the same room as last time, or like Brandon David said, feel free to go back in. All right, but on that note, gonna open up. We'll do a Q&A, kind of a fireside afterwards. All right, so co-hosts, people that might have joined a little bit late, I will assign you to rooms now. Always got to start with those that get assigned by the random assignment maker. But yeah, so everybody else that's not automatically going into a room, I'm clicking some buttons here and you should be sent off in a moment. Definitely good, or, you know, perfectly all right for you to stay here with me here in the main room. If something's not working, you've got questions. But yes, I've got a few people left and looks like everybody is mostly assigned. Okay, 1 or 2 left. Okay. Cool. And Brandon David, welcome back. I know with you coming back, you reclaimed your host permissions. So you might want to help me to. Yep.
Yeah,
so
we went
Brandon
back to
David, you can help.
Yeah,
What happened?
Some of the same people.
We went back into the same room. I don't know if we're assigned to that room.
Right. We went.
Brandon David, if
back
you
to
want
the
to give
same
me
room
back
too.
permissions and I can reshuffle.
Yeah.
So I
got it.
It happens to Zoom thing.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's all right.
Zoom
Yeah. Met some good people either way.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah,
I was
Brandon
happy to
David,
see
if you
my
can,
brother.
there we go. Awesome. So Brandon David, once everybody, so everyone should be coming back right now. They'll get a few seconds too. Brandon David, if you want to maybe talk a little bit about upcoming events and how to kind of sign up. And as soon as people come back in, I'll be able to remake the rooms. All right. So I just closed everything. But yeah, Brandon David, maybe speak a little bit about the next upcoming event. And we'll give everyone just a few seconds. We can track kind of the participants there. Once everybody's back, then I'll be able to recreate.
Perfect. I appreciate you guys. Yes, we worked through those technical difficulties. Appreciate that team approach. Next event, I'm super encouraged. It's really the next, like, from Eve Denver, we just came out of, to South by Southwest during Austin. It's happening right now. We already have some boots on the ground from some of our collaborators. It is where emerging entertainment and tech come together, media, all that good stuff. South by Southwest, we have some great meetups, some great
We're there right.
collaborator
We're there
events.
right now. If anybody is in Austin right now, we're here. Would be happy to meet up.
Yo, so yeah, so if you're in Austin, reach out to Renatta. And if you have an event that you're participating in, Renatta, feel free to put that in the chat also. And I believe, if nobody has heard of Steve Turtle Creative or the Bohemian Impostates.
All right. And sorry to interrupt, Brandon, but I know we've got the reshuffle on the breakout rooms all ready to go. So thank you, everybody, for your patience.
Benny, hit the rock.
We've hit the rock. So as before, some people that joined a little bit late, co-host, I will now assign you, and Brandon, maybe you can help me to do that. I did check. I'm pretty sure we've got some new rooms this time. The Zoom random generator is our decider here. So I apologize if people are noticing. Otherwise, please do let us know if you're noticing that it is the same room. But I did my best to kind of check and see, and I think we've got a new random mix. All right, so Michael, you're the last to be sent off. And I think everybody should have their prompts to rejoin. Let me know if not, I will be right here. Yeah, Michael, oh, cool. And Thomas, looks like you might still be with me. That's all good. Feel free to hang out here. I think you probably did get a link to, or it might have sent, do you want to join a breakout room? Because I can still send you, or if you want to hang out here with me, that works great too. I'll send you into a room. Let's meet some people. All right, so Thomas, let's see, where is this now? Okay, so this should resend you. Let me know if you either don't see anything or if it doesn't, and I guess that means you and I can hang out here, but you should get a button that's like to join. If you see that, like host has invited you to join a breakout.
Okay, great. Thanks, man.
You got it? See you on the other side?
All right.
Oh, maybe is it still loading? Which is totally fine. I mean, I enjoy hanging out here. I could try one more time. I mean, I'm curious to learn more, and we can definitely.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn.
Hang out.
This is like all foreign to me. I'm, a couple of years older.
Yeah.
Than,
well. Hey, it looks like we're getting a tech issue, so might as well hang tight for a few minutes. Yeah, I know. Super quick. I can kind of give I can share with you the organizer's perspective. as a learning, as a learning. And I know actually we are on YouTube Live. The people that are watching this on YouTube can see a little bit under the hood, or learn a little bit under the hood. And then then would love to learn more about you. But yeah, so we a lot of different formats for virtual calls, for virtual meetings. This format that we have is one that Brandon David pioneered it. A lot of people have picked it up from various places, but we like to mix the education and the learning with the networking. So every time we kind of a mix of, we had the panel. I think you were here when we had Jere and Michael and the people on the panel at the beginning.
Yes,
and then perfect. And then we also like when we've got companies that have got exciting things going on, we always like to be able to let people share what they're working on, what they're doing. So was excited to share Renatta and Johnny and CryptoLoops and Infanity. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of what we're here for. We're just hanging out. We do these right. Brandon David is the maestro and deserves all the incredible organizer, incredible person.
Right on, man.
And I'm happy to be a co-host, but I give him all the credit that he really does help to make these events happen every month. And sometimes we do it more often than a month. But yeah, is this, I'm not sure. I know I usually sit in this like organizer perspective where I don't often actually get to go into some of the rooms. Have you been to one of these events before, or is this your first one?
Yeah, this is my second one. Yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah, the first time, of course, it was just like mind blowing. Second time is still mind blowing. So it's just trying to grasp, talking about a totally different metaverse. You know, you just kind of start to understand what's going on around you, and all of a sudden they say, "Oh, well, you got to know about this." It's like, oh. So yeah, just when I thought it was safe to walk out of the house, no. You know, my 5-year-old granddaughter would probably understand this more than I would. You know, when it comes to
the young generation, and I suppose this is like, you know, me being relatively young, you know, I suppose this is probably a trend that has happened before, but I really do. I think that the young people that are really growing up and seeing a lot of these things in school, really, I think they're going to eat our lunch. I mean, in the best way, I think they're going to come up with some incredible things. I think they're going to really make for an exciting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I said, for me, you know, old school, I'm 74. So I'm a musician, multi-styled vocalist, traveled internationally and so on. And of course, was out of the business for quite a while with the vocal injury. So now I'm, you know, coming back to try to understand the new way of doing things. Because the old way, of course, is gone. And there is definitely a new way, new and better way of doing things. And like using your brain more so than signing your life away.
Yeah. And actually, I'd be curious your perspective. So I know, like in my perspective, so I come into this as an app builder, as like, you know, as a programmer, as an engineer, and I've been personally very interested in music. I had 2 of my best friends, one of them that's really actively pursuing their career in music as their primary being, you know, primary time lifestyle, and one that's still just incredibly talented musician. Sam, if you're watching this first, I'm gonna get you back. You're an incredible saxophonist, pianist, vocalist.
Right on.
And so that's kind of my entrance into the music industry at a whole, you know, and kind of bringing in kind of some of this technical and app building. So when I look at things, I see kind of the technical use cases and but I don't have the industry experience. So I'm very curious as far as like, yeah, kind of like, I think you mentioned like the not having to sign your that sounds great to me, you know, but like, what's kind of like the gut check? Like what is your feeling kind of coming into what's new and up and coming?
Well, you know, there was a way of doing things back in the day, and it was pretty hard and fast. You know, you had to, if you wanted to do anything, you had to sign with the label, and the label basically ended up owning you. And all your creativity for as long as you were actually contracted to them. So basically, they took control of your finances and your life and told you what to do. and being signed to the label, you know, as an artist, I mean, you did what the label told you to do. You know, you didn't really have a choice if this is what you want. I mean, there's a lot of artists out there that, you know, became, you know, very wealthy and stuff like that, but not as wealthy as a lot of the entrepreneur musicians nowadays, because they have more control of, you know, of their life. They've got control of their music, they've got control of their life, and they don't have to answer to somebody else who says at 5:15, you have to be at this place and we're having a lunch, but you're paying for it, because that comes out of your royalties, right? So we got all these meetings going on, so you got to be at every meeting, you know, and you know, you go into they put you into a studio to record. You know, they have control over that. If that's your music, they tell you how it should be recorded, and you have no, you don't have any control over it. You know, and the clock is ticking in the studio. It's tick, 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 tick. Every time you go in there to do something, it ticks. I mean, it's like clicking away. And as it's clicking away, that's money that you owe them as a record company. So for many years, they had all the say over the artists. You know, artists really didn't have any say. You go in, you've signed the contract. We own you for 7 years. Or we own you for 5 years with a 2-year clause. And in that time, you produce X amount of songs for us, X amount of albums or CDs, and they have to be at the quality that we will accept. Right? If you happen to sign with a particular label and there's another artist that's similar to you, and they've been sinking their money into the other artist, guess what happens to you? They put you on a shelf, right? You're on a little shelf up there, but you still have to fulfill your obligations because you've signed a contract with them. So that's kind of the old way that things were, you know, and a lot of artists did it, and a lot of artists, you know, were out there where people could see them, and some of them were successful and some of them weren't. You know, but nowadays,
I've read about a decent amount. I'm reading an audiobook.
Yeah, no, that's great.
The All You Need to Know About the Music Business. It's a book that breaks down music law, and so it breaks down a lot of it explains this clause in the contract and why, you know, and what was the history behind that, and where it does its best, you know, to kind of say, hey, where the puck is moving. How that relates to streaming. I mean, what's your take? And by the way, it looks like we've got another minute, which is awesome. So, but we'll it looks like our comment, because some people, they have the opportunity to join as soon as that timer goes. So now they have the opportunity. But a lot of people will wait for that last second there, so they can come on in on this wonderful conversation. But yeah, curious with streaming, how you see that similar dynamic playing out.
I don't know a lot about streaming. You know, just what I've heard. When it comes to streaming and things like that, everybody says, well, you got to be on these particular platforms and you got to stream your music. So you get paid, I don't know, Jerry B knows more about it than I do. You get paid X amount of percentages of a penny every time your song is streamed. You know, will you get rich overnight? No. In 15, 20, 30 years, maybe if you get lots of streams, right? Millions and millions of streams.
20 years, no, still not.
Yeah,
rich.
still not. So that's my opinion of streaming.
It's interesting. It's interesting. It's one of the many things I've learned a lot of the nuance and detail to from all of you. So that's why I asked. And for everybody, as people were joining, I know it takes a few minutes for room to kind of close down. So I was really curious to ask Thomas with his decades of experience and seeing everything, and me coming up from the opposite end. So thank you for that. Brandon, David, if you want to kind of bring this wonderful gathering. I know we're not closing, you know, well, you can stay here, so you don't have to go home, and you can stay here. We'll open up into kind of a fireside and a hangout. But Brandon, David, our wonderful coordinator, our wonderful organizer, I'm actually looking for you here quick. But if you're still with us, and if not,
I'm here.
Oh yeah,
Can you
there
see
he
me?
is.
Beautiful. Yeah, what a gift, y'all. I mean, I don't know if you guys got something out of those breakout rooms, but just coming out of the one we were just in. And I'm looking at Dave Decky right here. Oh my goodness. Cleveland's in the house. This is one of the original founders, co-founders, Cleveland Nashville connection with us, media side. I know he might not look at himself as a co-founder, but he came alongside. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing today, y'all, if it wasn't for the help of this guy right here. I mean,
thanks,
you know,
Brandon. I really appreciate that, man. I'm so proud of what you're doing and how it's grown and always being invited. So thank you for letting me pop in.
What a gift. Yo, Roy FutureMan Wooten, you got to be on Dave Decky's podcast, man. If you're still doing that, Dave, you and FutureMan. Oh yeah. Dave's a podcast pioneer, works with people with special needs, fundraising. He's a rocker. They just did an album release in Cleveland. I mean, it's lifestyle. It's lifestyle art, creative artist culture for him out there. And I've seen him come up.
I appreciate that.
I've seen this guy come up from his teens with a dream and really make a lifestyle out of it. Him, Joel Big Green, our friends from Tropodelic. I mean, they really help make Cleveland that special place. Jere B in Youngstown. So also Dave and Jere B, you guys should be connected. Also, Jere B hosts the Artist Impact Show. So we just want to thank everybody for being here today, y'all. We're gonna go live off of YouTube. It's cool to get the whole thing on this thing today. So we're just honored to be here. Shout out Michael Bonner, Andrew Schiffman, everybody else, special guest Renatta from Infanity. We appreciate you, all the EntreMusician community, the More Than Mastermind community, William T. Broussard, Fred Lane, what's up, Jai, Thomas, all y'all, Garth. If I missed y'all, just hug yourself for me, okay? Because you are amazing. And Jake Livingood, Will T, so many amazing people on this call. So shout out to y'all. We'll be talking a little fireside chat. If you're going to be at South by Southwest, so as I zoom this in here, if you're going to be at South by Southwest, reach out. I have a couple spots to fill for representation. If you're looking, if you can't be there, but you want some representation there, we can help. We have a couple spots we're filling. And we'd love to see if it's a good fit. Okay. We have some other people that we represent and we're just getting started, y'all. Some amazing things happen in Cryptan Labs. If you want to learn more about how you can connect to the Cryptan Labs ecosystem, reach out to myself or Benny, shoot me a message. And with that being said, Matt Matlack, tell us real quick as we close out, you got 30 seconds, Bahamian Pancakes. What's up?
Yeah, man. I was telling some of the other group about this, but I'm moving my family to the Bahamas, and one of the reasons why we're going there is, well, the beaches and all that stuff, but we just fell in love with the culture there, and what brought us there was the stray dogs. And throughout the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands, there's tens of thousands of dogs that are stray dogs. They think there's about 50,000 of them, and we found one organization in particular that's making huge strides. Part of that is they're networking with about a dozen organizations, most of them in the US. We got private pilots and all that stuff that fly down and get the dogs, bring them over to the US and get them in shelters and get them adopted out. And so our NFT project is going to be supporting what all these organizations are doing. But the dogs are really important to me, of course. But we're also bringing Bahamian culture kind of to the masses through this. So we've got about between 10 to 15 artists, musicians, photographers, painters, and basically when you buy one of our NFTs, you're also going to be getting some free art from other people as well. And of course, all those people are going to be involved with different events that we're going to put on and do things. So really excited about that. Thanks for letting me give a little spiel there, Brandon. And it's just my heart to try to make the world a better place. And one of the ways I want to do that is through helping animals, and so this is a great thing. And we're already dipping our toes into some other projects that's going to be a part of this whole collective thing that we're putting together.
Amazing. We'll shout out Bahamian Pancakes. They got an ecosystem side for the environment and for creative artists. You'll be hearing more from Sea Turtle Creative, Matt Matlack, Bahamian Pancakes. So we're going off the air, y'all. If you're interested in our More Than a Mastermind series, personal growth with John Maxwell, certified coaches, we believe if you want to prevent a rug pull, get the rug pull out of you. We do that through character development and accountability and consistency. So reach out if you're interested in that. And EntreMusician, check them out. Shout out Jerry B, Artist Impact, EntreMusician community. So glad to be here, y'all. We're going off the air. You got to be in the Zoom meeting. You got to be connected to be on this part of the call. If you got to go, now's your time to go and flowing into the evening to the next day. God bless, much success. Shout out Benny Pekala, Cryptan Labs, all of our collaborators.